Okay, now let's look at some basic kicks that are used throughout the Kenpo system. The first one is a front snap kick, probably the most common kick you're going to see in any martial arts. It's used on almost all of them. We're going to show you from 3 different stances on how to do this one. The first stance is just a neutral stance. Now, a front snap kick can be used with the point of your toes, can be used with your instep or the ball of your foot. It's just going to depend on what part of the body you're trying to kick and what type of shoe wear you have on. So any one of those is an acceptable kick. Now, for the front snap kick, you're just going to do from a neutral stance is the first one. You're just going to bring your knee straight up, level with your hip, and kick it out. And re-chamber and set down. That's very important. Make sure you have a chamber, kick, re-chamber, and set down. This helps with multiple kicks. It also helps if you got multiple opponents. Because if you just kick and set down, you have to reset to go to the next opponent or the next kick. So always make sure you chamber and re-chamber on every kick. Also, a front snap kick is really quick. So it's just in and out. Okay? From the knee down, just real relaxed. And snap it. It's a speed kick. We're going to use the speed to generate the power instead of letting the body generate the power. So again, the hands are up, neutral stance, and kick. Chamber, kick, re-chamber, and kick. Now, in our particular system, when we teach it, we don't teach it above the groin. Mainly the front snap kick goes around to the groin, the thighs, in that general area. Because the higher you kick, the better chance you have of getting it caught or blocked. So keeping it low makes it harder for them to defend. Again, 1, kick, re-chamber, and down. Okay? Chamber, kick, re-chamber, and down. Work both sides. Okay, always make sure you have a chamber, kick, re-chamber, and down. Okay, the next way you're going to practice this, once you have the basic motion down, is we're going to put our hands up, just like we did before. Just, hey, I don't want to fight you kind of motion. And we're going to step slightly back. So as the guy's coming in to confront you, we're going to step back slightly, and then we just throw a kick. Okay, again, hey, I don't want to fight. Kick. This way you're totally defending yourself. At no point did you become the attacker. So let's just step back and throw it into a kick. Remember, chamber, re-chamber, going to the groin or the thigh. Okay, when we're doing this with the left side, we step back right and do the same thing. Okay, again. And okay, just like that. Okay, last time. Okay, the other way we want you to practice this kick, and the final way is from your fighting stance. So you're already in your fighting stance. So you want your stance open, toes and knees and hips pointed at your opponent. Your hands are still up to block in case you need it. And we throw the front snap kick from there. So we chamber, kick, re-chamber, and set. Now, one thing you want to work on is don't stand up. Don't lock this forward leg out. Once you get yourself into a fighting stance, the knees stay bent right where they're at. The head should come up and down. As far as height-wise, very little. Okay? Chamber, kick, re-chamber. Just like that. Okay, other side. Okay, everything's pointed at your opponent. Your hands are up. Kick, chamber, and set. Just like that. Okay, let's try it from this angle now. So, from our neutral position, hands are just up and kick. Okay, make sure you practice both sides, left and right. If you're right dominant, then you might want to do a few extra on your left just to bring them up to speed. The second way to do it, step back, hands up, kick. Okay, we kind of use our cat stance that we learned earlier. Kick. Just step straight back, tell them you don't want to fight, and then if they come closer, you throw the kick. Okay, just like so. Then the other way. Okay. Good. Just like that. And then the third and final way, Once you get those two down, is go to your fighting stance. Open your stance up to them. Chamber, re-chamber, and kick. And set down. Don't just land. Set it down. Put the foot where you want it to go. Don't let it put it where it wants to go. Kick, re-chamber. The chamber should be level with your hip. Just like that. Switch sides. Left side now. Chamber and back. Chamber and back. Chamber and back. Good. Just like that. Okay, other side. There again, from the original position, just your starting position. The first time you do this, just start from your neutral. Hands come up. Front snap kicks. Okay, chamber, re-chamber. Keep them about groin height. Work both sides. Work your balance, your stability, and your targeting. This is a good one to work on the bag. Okay, second variation. Step back, kick. Step back, and kick. Okay, the other side. Step back, throw that kick. Hands up, kick. So you can practice with your hands down, stepping back, bringing them up, and kicking. Back to neutral, and kick. Okay. Last way for the front snap kick. Front fighting stance. Chamber and kick. Chamber and kick. Okay, the other side. Try to keep your head from bobbing up and down. Keep your knees bent and level. Okay, just get to where you can do it as quick and accurate as you can. And those are front snap kicks. Okay, the next kick we're going to look at is the side snap kick. This is similar to a front snap kick, except it goes strictly to the side. We use it there again mainly to the thighs for this particular one. So we're going to do this from two different positions, our neutral and our fighting stance. So from neutral, the hands come up, chamber just like we did before, snap in and back down. Now don't point your knee at your opponent. Okay, don't tell them where it's coming. All chambers, the knee points straight ahead no matter what kick you start to throw. So from here, in and out. The only thing that should change is where you're looking. You should be looking at your opponent. Now you want to kick with the knife edge of your foot or roll it over and kick with the ball of your foot. So from neutral, hand comes up, chamber, in and out. Real quick, snap it from the knee down. Just like that. Good. Okay, other side. Okay. Chamber, re-chamber, and kick. And there'll be a slight lean into it. Not a lot. Just like that. Okay, the second way, like all kicks, you should learn how to do them all from a fighting stance. So from here, knee, kick, and set. So you got three motions. 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want to consider putting it back down. Chamber, kick, re-chamber, set. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, as you get better, speed up your kicks. Chamber, kick, re-chamber, and down. From this angle, hands are up, side snap. Just like that. Work both sides. Kicks and punches is probably one of the few motions that you're going to do 1,000 times over your lifetime. From fighting stance, from here, chamber, kick, re-chamber. Just like so. Okay, and down. Okay, other side. 1, 2, and down from our fighting stance. Okay, again. Okay, switch sides. And also remember, always start and practice from your neutral stance until you get it down. And then you can go on to your fighting stance. And that's how you do side snap kicks. The next kick we're going to look at is called a back kick. As far as a stationary kick goes, this is probably one of the most powerful kicks we've got because you're going to use all of your body weight behind this. Now, as we've explained before, all kicks will start and end with the chamber. This is no different. We have a chamber, throw the kick straight back, re-chamber, and set. Now, you can hit with the heel of your foot, pointed out or down, whichever way your ankle and body likes to move. So from here, the hands are up, kick, and back and down. Okay, again, chamber. Throw the kick out and re-chamber. Now, if you find that you're new to this and you're having trouble with your back kicks, you can always put your hand on a wall and throw those kicks until you get your balance and strength down. Or you can use a chair, whatever you need to help practice that kick until you can get the strength and balance in your leg. So again, 1, 2, and back. Okay, again, 1, 2, and back. Okay, other side. Chamber, kick, and re-chamber. Okay, back kick again. Now, just like with our other kicks, we want to show this from both a neutral and a fighting stance. So from our fighting stance, it's the same thing. 1, kick, and back. Okay? Chamber, kick, re-chamber, and set. 1, 2, and down. Okay, last time. 1, 2, and down. Okay, other side. Make sure you work both right and left. Here, down, and back. Okay, here, and down. Okay, last time. Okay, make sure you practice your back kicks both from neutral and a fighting stance. The next kick we're going to look at is a side thrust kick. We use this kick for one thing and one thing only, and that's to break the guy's knee. It always is done for that reason. We very rarely use it for any other purpose. And this is done by first, we're going to step out with our left in this case because we're going to start with a right kick, and you're going to line your foot up with theirs so that when you bring your knee up, it's lined up with their knee. You pivot, driving straight down, and come back up. Just like you're smashing a can. So 1, break, and back. Okay, you can practice from a neutral if you want, just by coming up and thrusting, just like that. Make sure you point and drive those hips down. It's going to use the whole body to break it. Also practice from your fighting stance. So from here, 1, 2, and break. Okay, up, chamber, side thrust, re-chamber, and set down. Okay, from this angle, we're going to use our step, chamber, kick, re-chamber, and down. Make sure you practice both your left and your right side. So step right, bring your left up, side thrust, in and down. Okay, again, step, knee point straight ahead, throw the hips, and down. One more time on the other side, here, and down. Hands always in a check or guard position. Also from a fighting stance, chamber, kick, re-chamber, and set. Again. Good. And one more. Okay. Our other side. So start from a neutral, step, chamber, kick, and back. Okay, making sure half of your butt cheek is pointed at your target. 1, 2, and kick. Okay, again. Okay, also practice from your fighting stance. Up, kick, re-chamber, and set. And that's how you do a side thrust kick. The next kick we're going to look at is the step wheel kick. Now the step wheel kick is just basically a half a roundhouse kick. We use this in a lot of techniques. You're just going to step out, line yourself up with your opponent. Now you can use your shin or your toes depending on what your target is and what your footwear is. Bring your knee up, snap it, and set down. Okay, again, 1 point, kick, rechamber, and set. Okay, one more time. 1 point, kick, and set. Okay, for the left side, we're going to step right, point, kick, and set down. Okay, again, 1, and kick. Now, when you get a little better at this, try hopping into it once you get the motion down. Not further, in other words, you're not using it to gain distance, but instead of stepping, we just hop into it. Okay, from this angle, hands up in check, step, aiming for the solar plexus or the groin, depending on what you're kicking with. Okay, again, step, kick. Also, if you want to use the hop, and in. Okay, again. All right, from this angle, step, kick. Make sure you rechamber that kick and set it down. Don't let it drop. Again. Okay, there again, if you want to hop into it, it's not to gain distance. You're just going to hop into it and use that forward body momentum to help with the strike. Again. And one more time. Okay, and that's a step wheel kick. Okay, the next kick we're going to look at is the turning back kick. Some people refer to this as a spinning back kick, but we use the term turning because we don't really spin. The spin to me is where you spin into a kick. We don't spin into this. We turn into the kick. Basically, we just turn and set up a back kick, or a turning back kick is what we call it. So we're going to start from a left lead in this particular case. And what you want to do is you want to first figure out what your target is. Then from here, you're going to turn the body and reverse your positioning. So while you're practicing, start with your hands pointing at your target, like this. Then as you turn, reverse that position so that your right hand is now pointing right at your target. That's where you want the back kick to go. That's where you should be looking. You should be set up, throw a back kick, and land into it. Okay, so if you do this with speed, it looks like that. Okay? Turn, kick, and look. But you don't want to turn into it with our hip. We want to hide that kick still. So from here, you're in this position, your fighting stance. Now what I like to do is when I'm in my fighting stance, I'll reverse it so that my back leg, when I turn, has a clear shot. Because if you notice, if you do it this way, you have to kind of come around a bit of it. So to avoid that little telegraphing, I step forward slightly, throw the kick, and land into it. Okay, again, step, kick, and down. Always making sure you're looking where your target is. You should be hitting them dead center and on. Good. Okay, one more time. Turn, kick, and down. Okay, now from the right side. Step forward right a little bit. Turn into a cat step, kick, and down. Okay, again. Adjust, turn, kick, and down. Okay, from this angle, we start off in our fighting stance, reverse our heel toe, turn, look at what we're kicking, forward, kick, and down. Okay, again, if you need to, point your hands at your target, turn, and down. Last time from this angle. From here, and down. Okay, now let's do it from the other side. So we're here, and down. Okay, now like the other one, you can do this back and forth. So for example, left leg here, down. Now from here, I can just reverse it like so. It's kind of like walking a spinning back kick. So from here, you turn, kick, rechamber. Turn, kick, rechamber. And you just do this however much room you have to work with. And that's a spinning back kick, or turning back kick as we like to call it. Okay, the next kick we're going to look at is a crossing back kick. There's two different ways we're going to do this. One is starting from a neutral stance, and one is where you're actually in a fighting stance. So from the neutral stance, you start from a neutral stance, and then from here we're going to start with our right leg, and we're going to step forward into our fighting stance. Now from here we do our cross. Now the cross is really going to depend on how far you want it to distance. I mean, even your fighting stance can be a jump across and a kick if you got a large amount of distance to cover. But for basics, all we want you to do is step, cross, point, kick, rechamber, and set down. Okay? Again, from a neutral stance, step with your right, cross with your left, and kick with your right, and set down. So in this particular case, the foot you step with is the foot you're going to kick with. So we're kicking with our right foot. Step, cross, kick, rechamber. Okay, now let's do that with our left side. So we're going to step left, cross with our right foot behind our left, get into a back kick position with our foot up in cat, back kick, rechamber, and set down. That rechamber is important. Don't just set the kick in. And don't try to cross out of this. In other words, don't try to kick and then cross. It's going to be really hard to do, especially if you're really going. Okay, again, step, cross, kick, and down. Last time. Step, cross, kick, and down. Okay, the second way you can do this is actually from your fighting stance. So if you're in a right lead, you're going to cross with your left and throw a right kick. So whatever lead you're in, that's the kick you're going to throw. So again, with the right lead, so our right foot's forward, left cross, and kick. And there again, that cross can be as short or as wide as you need it to be. Okay, again. A good way to practice this is with a bag. Just a standing still bag, and then practice as far away as you can and see how far you can get. Another good thing to do is push the bag forwards and back towards you and practice the timing on this so that you're kicking the bag as it's coming at you. Okay, again from our fighting stance. Right leg forward. Left, kick, rechamber. Okay, last time with this side. Left cross, kick, rechamber. Okay, now let's put our left side forward. Now we're in the left lead. Right foot will cross, left kick, and down. Okay, left lead, and down. Last time. Cross, and down. Good. Now another way you can gain some extra distance while you're already in your fighting stance is when you take before you take your initial cross, take your lead leg and step forward as far as you can and pull into that kick. Not only will that give you more power with the kick, but you can gain a further amount of distance. Okay, from a neutral stance, from this angle, we're going to step, cross, and kick, and land. Again, we're going to step right, and kick right. Again. Good. Now, let's try it with our left leg. Step left, cross right, kick left, land forward. Step left, cross right, line yourself up, make sure you're in a back kick position because this is a crossing back kick. Throw your back kick and cross. Okay, last time. Okay, now from our fighting stance position, we'll start with our right lead. Left cross, right kick, and down. Okay, again, from our right lead, and down. Now, while we're in this position, another good way to practice this is you're now, if you just turn your face the other way, you're in a left lead. So you just do a right cross, left kick, and back. Then you switch sides, and do a right kick. And then you can do a left kick. And that's how you do the crossing back kick.